He's been better.
I mean, on Sunday, he had a good day.
He had the lead at one point.
And at one point, he had one bad shot, and then it just spiraled.
That's all it takes.
You know what, man? You don't hit fairways, man, and you get those big, bunkers, pop bunkers. It's hard to get out of them. You know what I mean? And try to make, par or birdie. You know what I'm saying? So I give him credit. He tried his best, but, he could have made a few more putts. But, hey, top 6 finish is not bad.
All right, now Nick Ornberger wants me to ask you this. I can't take credit for this very good question. It's all him.
Sure.
Was this year always about Tiger getting through a full season healthy, or did he just miss his last chance to win a major?
Wow, that's a really good question,
Nick.
man. I'm thinking about that myself. I think this is a year where, like you said, Tiger, I don't think it's a rush for him to win a major, you know what I mean? But we all want to see him play consistent, competitive golf.
It's a great story.
I mean? That's what it is. It's just a great story to sell to the people, who watch ESPN a lot, or just a really good golf fan in general, So, but I think he's got, a good 2 to 3 more years left. If not, he's going to be like a Phil Mickelson.
Okay.
Now,
I
think it was McElroy that said this. Did you hear what he said about Tiger Woods?
No.
He basically said we don't fear Tiger Woods anymore like we used to.
Wow.
Well, you shouldn't.
What do you think about that?
I think that's cliche to say something like that. I mean, Tiger put the fear in Rory's eye back in the days, and I'm not going to say back in the days, but like early 2010, 2011 when Rory really started. When he started to win. But for guys to say stuff like that, it's all talk. You know what I mean? Because this is a golf legend, you know what I mean? So Rory can say all that, but he still has a long ways to go to get to Tiger's level, you know what I'm saying? So
definitely.
That's how I feel.
All right, Brandon, thank you for your time, buddy. I appreciate it.
Cool. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you, Brandon.
You too, the golf guru. I like it. Like it a lot. You're listening to Beyond the Game on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. We are live twice a week. Tuesdays at 5 p.m. and Fridays at 3 p.m. I am Jacob Valk. Sitting across from me and running the board today is Eric Fischetti.
Hello.
Number to call if you have something on your mind is 516-572-7440. So let's get to basketball. The Cavaliers signed Kevin Love to a 4-year extension worth $120 million. Last year, he had 17.6 points per game, 9.3 rebounds per game, and 1.7 assists per game. What are your thoughts on the deal?
Well, first, let me just give this to you. See, because you didn't need to tell me, because from the beginning, you said that Kevin Love wasn't going anywhere.
Yep.
There was a chance that they could not rebuild, but basically
they can make the playoffs the way this roster is currently constructed and be competitive.
Well, yeah, because it's the East.
Yeah, well, no, I'm just saying. I'm just saying there were people who were calling for the Cavs to tear down the roster and build around Colin Sexton. No, try to win. Cavs fans are good fans. We saw Kevin Love in Minnesota where he had a double-double every game. He is a really good player.
When they were shopping Kyle Korver, I know he's not the biggest piece in the world, but he's a very, very good piece.
Did you hear the rumor Korver for Jared Bayless?
Yes.
Ooh, man, that was a stupid trade for the Cavs. Fantastic trade for the Sixers,
right?
But wow.
See, when I heard that, obviously it was just a rumor, but I figured that they were going to tear it down. I thought Kevin Love was going to be one of the first pieces to go. Of course, I was wrong, but look, you're right. In an East this barren of talent, they can, of course, be competitive. There's only maybe a handful of teams that are better than the Cavs, in my opinion.
No question about that. You got the Celtics, you got the Sixers, you got the Raptors, the Wizards,
the Pacers.
And
I think that's it.
Yeah, and then maybe the Cavs. When you have a really good player like Kevin Love, he's not great, but he's really good. You have a chance to make the playoffs in the East. And I like that the Cavs aren't tearing it down. I like that they're trying to be competitive.
Do you think that this can come back to bite them, though?
As the contract wears on, it's possible, but as of right now, I love this deal. I'm a huge Kevin Love fan. I always was.
I think it's a fair deal, especially like what you said. If you want to be competitive in this god-awful East, which is going to happen, the Cavs are a playoff team right now. They are. But you know what? Obviously, you got to hit the floor first. It all just shows out on the floor. The Cavs are 100% a playoff team. I just don't know how far they'll go. I don't know how far they will go. I don't know what just happened there.
Don't worry about it.
If they run into one of the 5 teams, they might, especially in the first round, they might get bumped in the first round.
I think they'll get bumped in the first round, but I think it'll be a really good series.
I think so too.
So the Kings signed Yogi Ferrell to a 2-year deal worth $6.2 million last year for the Mavericks. The former Net had 10.2 points per game, 3 rebounds per game, and 2.5 assists per game. What do you think of the deal?
Net legend. Do
you know who he was cut for?
Do I know who he was cut? Let me see. What? Give me the year when he was on the Nets.
He was on the Nets, not this past year.
The year before?
The year before.
I think I know. I don't think he's on the team anymore. Is it Isaiah Whitehead?
No, he's still on the team.
Then I don't know.
Spencer Dinwiddie.
Oh, there you go. See, it's an even trade-off. Because
not even. I'll take Dinwiddie over Ferrell any day of the week.
Any day of the week. But you know what? This deal doesn't bother me. He's 25 years old. He's got a ton of upside. He's going to be featured in a backcourt with Fox, Heald, Mason, McLemore, Bogdanovich. They're in a good spot. I kind of like what the Kings are doing. They're getting younger.
Yeah, here's what I'll say. I like Yogi Ferrell, and I like that the Kings got him for this money, but their roster doesn't make a lot of sense right now. All those guys that you mentioned, that's a really cluttered roster. And even someone like Marvin Bagley, the 2nd overall pick, is going to struggle to find playing time.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. Just look at their roster. Look at how many guys they have playing at each position that are going to want minutes. I mean, if you want to get younger, which is what the Kings need to do, by signing Ferrell, drafting Bagley, drafting De'Aaron Fox last year, building around those guys, that's the right thing to do. But the Kings roster right now does not make a lot of sense. Vivek Ranadive is, without question, the worst owner in the NBA. He's worse than Dolan.
Well, yeah, you're right there. But maybe this is what they're trying to do. Maybe they're trying, and I'm just speculating here, maybe they're trying to assign all these younger guys to figure out who can fit in what system they want to play. And whoever doesn't fit, someone's going to be the odd man out. Maybe they have trade value. Maybe you can just outright cut them. Maybe
that's actually a good thought. I didn't think of that.
Maybe this is just something that they need to look into to find their right players.
There's logic to that, because the Kings aren't going to be any good this year. You can shuffle around the rotation and try to find diamonds in the rough. I like that. No, that actually makes a lot of sense. Good job. I like that.
Thank you.
The Lakers signed Michael Beasley to a 1-year deal worth $3.5 million last year for the Knicks. He had 13.2 points per game, 5.6 rebounds per game, and 1.7 assists per game. What are your thoughts on the deal?
I will tell you this. I will miss seeing him ball out at Madison Square Garden.
There were times when Michael Beasley was the best player on the floor for the Knicks.
Which is what I was about to say. I don't think the stats tell the whole story about Michael Beasley. And first off, he has had... He might have possible chemistry with LeBron James, being that he's played with him before with the Miami Heat.
This is going to be a fun Laker roster.
It really is Showtime. Showtime 2.0.
JaVale McGee, Lance Stevenson.
Rondo.
Yeah, Rajon Rondo. You've got Lonzo Ball there, Mo Wagner. Oh, man, I am going to be watching the Lakers this year.
Believe it. And, well, everyone is going to be on national TV every night.
I really don't watch the NBA unless there's a New York team playing. So for me to say that, that's a big deal.
I believe you. But what? You didn't see the Warriors play on national TV every single damn night?
The only time I watched them was when they were playing the Nets, the Knicks, or in the playoffs.
There you go. But I like Michael Beasley. I think that he will be a good side piece to LeBron James. I really do. He can... No, seriously.
A side piece. No, that's just funny. It's just funny the way you phrased it.
Yeah, a side piece. You're welcome. Wait, do we have drops of that? Well, we will now. But, look,
Eric, you're my side piece.
Oh, God. So, but yeah, I like Michael Beasley a lot. I think it was a very fair deal. He was not going to get a spot on the Knicks, so it was clear that he was going to leave with the signing of Mario Hezonja, the best move of the NBA offseason. Don't at me.
Oh, yeah.
But Look,
not Ed Davis, not Joe Harris,
not LeBron James, not DeMarcus Cousins, Mario freaking Hezonja.
Exactly.
But, you know what? I think the Lakers are going to be a very fun team this year. It's not going to be just LeBron James that's going to be contributing to the Lakers, because what the Lakers did, you can laugh. JaVale McGee turned into a pretty good player with Golden State. Now, is that a system?
Moments.
Now, is that a system team? Probably. But you're going to be playing with one of the best players in the world that can make you better. Rondo, the same thing. Stevenson, the same thing. He's going to make Lonzo Ball better. And being that Beasley has played with him in Miami, he knows what to expect. I think it's a fair deal.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of excited to see what the Lakers can do. They will be bounced in the first round. They do need a second banana. It is not Brandon Ingram. It's not Beasley. It's not Rondo. It's not Ball. They really need a second banana. I thought Carmelo Anthony made a ton of sense for him, but obviously he went to Houston. That was a foregone conclusion. They whiffed on Kawhi Leonard. Maybe they try to swing a trade for Jimmy Butler. I don't know. That's the issue with the Lakers right now. As they are currently constructed, they will be bounced in the first round. That's why I wasn't crazy about LeBron signing with the Lakers from a basketball perspective.
Yeah, to me, he should have stayed in the East.
So the Kings signed Nemanja Bjelica to a 3-year deal worth $20.5 million after he backed out of the deal that he'd agreed to with the 76ers. Last year for the Timberwolves, he had 6.8 points per game, 4.1 rebounds per game, and 1.3 assists per game. Do you mind if I take this?
Go ahead.
All right. So Bjelica is a decent player. He's not great. He's a little overpaid, but to get a bench player for less than $10 million a year right now in the NBA is a bargain the way the league is going. There were people who wanted him on the Nets because he's a stretch 4. I didn't want him on the Nets. He's okay. He's not great. He's not horrible. I do think he'll do well with the Kings because they don't have anyone who can fill that stretch 4 role. I know they want Bagley to do that. I don't know if that's his skill set. I wasn't a big Bagley fan coming out of Duke. You know I wasn't.
I can tell you that's not his strong suit, but if he fills out a little bit more, he can be better.
Okay, I mean, I don't wish ill on Bagley or ill on the Kings.
You're just not a fan of him.
Yeah, I just did not like the pick, and I didn't like him as a prospect. I had him going 10 for a reason. It's just because I thought he was massively overrated throughout the whole draft process. But I do like this deal for the Kings. It's an okay signing. It's not great, it's not horrible.
Fair enough.
So we got about a minute left. It's time for the bottom of the 9th.
Oh my God. Yay, it's the bottom of the 9th.
Eric, go ahead.
Are you good? Are you
no.
good? Are you going to ever let me do this again? Probably not.
If I have surgery again.
Fair enough. So we didn't really get a chance to talk about it, but the Islanders and Brock Nelson agreed to a 1-year deal worth $4.25 million. Last year he had 35 points in 82 games. This is a huge year for Brock Nelson because he was always that kind of player that we thought was going to be really good, but he hasn't really been there yet. He's shown flashes, but this is just going to be a huge year. So far, he's been an kind of player. All right, we know he can score, but can you get back on defense? And I know the coach can only do so much, but I think Trotz can light a fire under him.
I like Brock Nelson. It was an overpay, but I do think he can have a good year this year with Barry Trotz. So Sam Darnold has not signed his rookie contract, as Jet rookies are set to report soon. I'm getting a little nervous. I know I shouldn't, but this is the Jets, so of course I'm getting nervous. I don't want a Jamarcus Russell situation here.
Oh boy.
Just get the guy signed. All right. Looks like we're about out of time here on Beyond the Game. For the one and only Eric Fischetti, I am Jacob Valk saying that I've seen the future, and it's much like the present, only longer.